Everybody, Dev here. This is the fourth and hopefully final video of the 50v50 clan war wrap-up. And by the end of this one, we'd be running close to an hour's worth of coverage on this particular one. So if you've made it to the end of this and you're feeling a bit tired, a bit exhausted, a bit bored, now you know what my students go through on a daily basis. Right, okay, moving on. We'll start off with Omega Supreme. We're going to go with the Town Hall 10, beating up on some Town Hall 9s, and we'll kick off with this first attack of mine, which was a hog run. Now, this was a base that we had stumbled on, but Hitman had done a good scout for me. With a hog run, what you're looking for is you're looking to take out the CC, the Expos, and the Queen. The Queen is the priority target after the CC. So CC 1, Queen 2, if you can grab an Expo, then you're doing pretty well for yourself too. In this particular case, I like to employ a kill squad of Valks, usually about 6. This time I wanted to be absolutely certain and I wanted to nail it down, so I used 9 in this particular case, and a jump spell as well to get into the core in there. So the first job of mine was to funnel and then make a breach. Alright, so giant, screening, wizards, okay. Giant in there, that was to clear off any traps. And 1, 2, 3, bam, there we go. And interestingly enough, this particular wall stopped the splash damage. Alright, that one was if that one had gone and popped, I would have been in very big trouble because my Valks would have come around here. Didn't want that. I want my Valks in there. So that was a bit of a lucky break. Whoops, there we go. In with the CC, draw, archers, dragon, loon, poison, and using 2 poisons. Usually that's a risk, okay, because of the skeleton spells, skeleton traps. You want to hold at least 1 left for skeletons, alright, with a hog run. But the scout revealed that there was no traps on the ground. They were all in the air, trying to stop a Laloon probably. And now you can see that the Valks and the Queen have killed off the CC troops, 1 Expo, and the Queen itself. So it was safe for me to start my hog run. Now I knew I'd take out these structures here, which meant the hogs would path from the mortar through these buildings and then through in here as well and go wrap round this side. Alright, so again, a good scout from Hit, thank you very much. In go the hogs. Now there's a bomb and a few springs here. Alright, springs are the worst enemy of hog runs. Bombs not so much, because you can usually heal your way out of them. Alright, and that golem still going strong. Alright, double bomb there, that was an issue. Alright, so that's a good time to use a heal. Also covering off that wizard tower. So hogs need the heals around the splash. And one thing I've found is when I'm doing my initial scouting and planning of the raid, or the war attack, I want to plan where I'm dropping my heals. If I know exactly where I'm going to drop my heals, I'm not going to be panicking, and I'm not going to be dropping them in the wrong places. So again, when you're looking to attack, try to figure out the priority targets, how you're going to hit those with the first phase, and then second phase, hog run. What way are the hogs going to go? Where do I have to drop my heal spells? Are there any bombs? Is there any serious areas of splash? Okay, and once you've got that under control, then the rest of the attack or raid becomes very academic. Look at that golem, pounding around the town hall like a champ. Alright, Queen went down somewhere along the line, but the king was there to clean up the trash on the outside. Hogs come and save the day for the golem. He would have been there forever. And there it is. Also worth noting that that point where we ended was the point where the hogs started. So a cleanup crew could be used that point as well, rather than wrapping around the other side. Just a thing for me to think about in the future. Right, the next attack Omega made was not, in fact, hogs. The next one that he made was miners at Town Hall 10. Now this is an interesting base. A good scout from Dr. J revealed a massive Tesla farm in this part of the base, but you could look at it and see that's where it was. That was going to be a huge issue for the miners getting through there. Alright, so the CC is very accessible on the outside, actually encouraging an attack from this side, I believe. Alright, but the problem with that is, look at where the heroes are. Once you get into the core, the heroes are going to distract any troops that get in there, whilst the high hit point values of the Dark Elixir and the Town Hall with the Expos are going to cause some serious issues. So what I wanted to do was actually attack from this flank, because the heroes were a priority target once the CC went down. All right, not necessarily the Expos, but that was going to be important. And again, with miners, you want to plan where you drop your heals. I want to heal on each of the wizard towers and one in the core. Hopefully they would stay together and not split into 3 or 4 groups. 2 groups is good. You can usually track 2 groups. 3 or 4 groups, you start to have a bit of an issue and you don't get good coverage on your heals. So, starting off, Scout revealed 3 baby dragons, so that's what the giant was for, and nothing was covering off that that barracks, so the single archer was able to draw out the baby dragons, and the queen was able to do her job, fairly chunky at 25. There we go. First phase done. Second phase, get funnel. All right, so king in here, bowlers in the CC, trying to take out these buildings here so that my miners would pass through here. Didn't exactly work the way I wanted it to, I have to say, but good result. All right, so the funnel starts and then the miners go in. Had to pop queen because she was under a bit of stress. All right, and as you can see in here, the first heal goes down just as I predicted, or just where I wanted to, covering off the wizard splash. And you can see that the miners did in fact go that way towards the heroes. And once they're done, they've got no other option but to go into the core with the main group. And then I've got a little splinter group up here. They're going to wrap around and clean up this side, all right, which is okay. So you've got to keep your eye on that. 1 heal in the core, all right. And once the expos go down and that town hall goes down, those Teslas have got no chance. All right. So again, 1 heal left in the bank. And that's going to be used to cover off any giant bombs right there, which will also reveal from the scout. Thank you, Jay. And then the rest of the attack is academic. Look at my giant, still going strong. Oh, now it's finished. That was the one that was in the CC. And healers, sorry, not healers, miners cleaning up. Awesome. So Town Hall 10 can bully around Town Hall 9s with some miners, which is quite gratifying. All right, next one. Last video I promised we'd take a look at Jack, so we're going to do that before we get into Dev. And Jack, as a Town Hall 11, genuine Town Hall 11, taking on a Town Hall 11, but this one is engineered. All right, still sort of mid Town Hall 10, single Inferno, multi-Inferno. This base is not necessarily good for bowlers if you attack in the wrong direction. Now, last video I mentioned P-Bro was doing the great thing and using the rails in the base, the sort of the little runs. Jack's going to go against the grain, right? But he's got 2. He's got himself 1 jump. Sorry, not 2. So maybe perhaps if you're going to go against the grain, 2 jumps, 1 there, 1 there. All right, but he's opted to go for a heal instead. And of course, we've got our CC drawer in there. So all in all, he's looking to just muscle his way through, I think. He does a pretty good job too. So watching out for those corners. All right, corner huts. Very embarrassing. Previous attack, he got himself 98%. Yeah, so did Dev. So can't really sort of comment there. Good use of a baby dragon. Getting a nice wide funnel on those corners. And then, there we go. We have got ourselves a nice funnel there. The bowlers have got no choice but to run in straight. Here's the queen. And by keeping the queen with the bowlers, there is the hope that the healers will use their splash and also benefit the witches and the bowlers too. So witches in as a screen with the skeletons. Again, I would have liked to have seen those behind the golem and behind the king. And in comes the CC. All right, he's already used his jump, so now it's all up to the raw power of the troops to bust through those walls. All right, so the queen in there with wizards taking out CC, pops the warden so that the Inferno on single has got a little less time in order to do its damage, kills off the king. All right, raging it up, making sure that we're getting our bowlers in there to smash. Giant bomb, got lucky. Okay, drops a heal. And another giant bomb, again, he got lucky. Healer's doing a good job. Okay, they peeled off and they're now focusing on the bowlers, which is what you want. And you can see the bowlers having real trouble. You can imagine if they were stronger walls, they'd have real trouble smashing through those walls. But because they're just Lego little walls, no issue at all. All right, now, second baby dragon to do some more clearing on the back end. And now the skeletons and the bowlers are just going to run riot. So we're going to speed up. So a good attack in terms of a good result. And nothing against Jack. Okay, 3 is 3, especially in war. But a couple of things that perhaps maybe I would have done a little differently. But then again, I might have got a different result. Who's to know? Look at all those troops left over, though. Raw power. Well done, Jack. All right. The last one I'm going to show you is the attack which got us over the top in this war. So here's the base. And it's an interesting base. These infernos in the islands on multi, not single, and I guess they're there to punish troops that are wandering around the outside. They're not in range of any bowlers. You can't sort of reach over and smash them, all right? So you've really got to get in there and take them out a different way. And in the situation of the war, we needed one star to draw. Our destruction was better, so we would have won that way. But I really wanted to make a statement here. And with the little pods here, had to be careful about my funnel. So what I wanted to do was queen walk through here just to secure the town hall, get the W. All right, so I was confident we were going to win. Then what I wanted to do was make a funnel and clear these structures because I wanted my troops to walk through here. I've got a jump, 2 jumps in fact. The first jump was going to go down about here. This is what I was planning. The first jump goes here. Now the troops are going to walk through here, smash, cut back to the Inferno, so they're going to cut back to the left, then go through here and take out CC. All right, hopefully then the Queen would walk her way around here, and we'd do some damage with the second jump in here, trying to get some troops into there. Once that happened, the plan was to then wrap round and meet up with the rest of the troops through here into this section. All right, now, didn't happen that way exactly, but it was pretty close. So I start with the Queen walk. All right, and watch as I funnel through here. A previous scout from Jay revealed where the traps were, which was really good. Thank you, Waste. Okay, and then once those bombs had been set off, in go the wall breakers. So I'm pretty happy with those 2 breaches. Giants up in this particular section, and using some witches and some wizards just to get these buildings out of the way. All right, King comes through and does his job too. Queen's still doing her job. So a little bit of work, first phase. Mentioned that in a previous video, getting your funnel set. Right, once that's done, dropping my jump. Okay, always important, drop your jump first. Just changes the pathfinding AI in the game. All right, and then in goes the main thruster bowlers, 2-finger deployment, getting them in speedily, and some wizards in the mix. The wizards I held in reserve go in the back to take out the CC, which has been triggered by the king. Right, so under rage, the wizards are going to take out the dragon, which is great, and the bowlers are going to cut in and smash that inferno. Right, Queen still walking-ish. Looks like she's going to go one way. She's coming back with the main group, then decides to cut back and take out the air defenses. Using the warden ability just to allay any bombs that we didn't find in the initial scout, and then the second jump, accessing 1, 2, 3 compartments. And that turns out to be quite crucial because we get 1 bowler into that pod, and I really wanted more. All right, but the golem did a good job here. We can see we've got 1 bowler popping in there, and that is why I end up freezing this one, because I really needed that little bowler, who I'm now going to name Tim for Tim Southey. All right, he's the bowler that gets the wicket in this case, smashes that inferno. Bang, once that's down, those huts are no problem. Of course, the reason that was crucial is because the Queen wasn't able to reach across the top and smash those huts. Now, while we're doing that, we can see that the witches at the start have continued to do their job and take out those outlying buildings with some splash. Oh, giant bomb, nearly got her. But you can see that bowler, Timmy, go Timmy, shot to me. All right, takes out that wizard tower. All right, and I end up swagging the Queen ability for no real reason other than the rubbins. All right, now I was pretty happy with that attack. Meant we won by 2, and a fairly convincing 2 it was indeed. Right, thanks for watching this. I realize it was a marathon. You made it. And thanks for watching. Give me a like, share, subscribe, etc. And I'll have more videos coming shortly. Dev out.